The Young and the Restless spoilers. Friday, October 3rd, Victor and Jack attack, Billy and Jill's battle, Nate's decision. Want more of The Young and the Restless? Get updates on the latest news about The Young and the Restless, straight to your inbox. We use your personal data for interest-based advertising, as outlined in our privacy notice. What is this? Report ad. The Young and the Restless spoilers are in for Friday, October 3, 2025. Fans can expect Victor Newman, Eric Braeden, and Jack Abbott, Peter Bergman, to agree on a plan of attack against Kane Ashby, Billy Flynn. Meanwhile, Billy Abbott, Jason Thompson, reopens old wounds with Jill Abbott, Jess Walton. Keep reading, and let's talk about what is coming up in the next episode of the CBS soap opera. Make sure to check out our weekly Y&R spoilers, here. Victor Newman's alliance. Let's start off with Victor and Jack's risky alliance. Although Jack is right that they will have a better chance of protecting their companies together, Nikki Newman, Melody Scott Thomas, is right to be concerned. The blonde has no reservations about Jack, but it is about her own husband. The woman even told Victor that she fears he will use the alliance to strike back at Jack later on. The Young and the Restless, Victor Newman's alliance shakes Genoa City to its core. Who will rise, who will fall? Victor Newman has always been a man of power, control, and cunning, but when word spreads across Genoa City that he's formed a new alliance, the ripple effect is destined to tear lives apart. The mere mention of an alliance involving Victor sparks whispers in the boardroom, gasps in family circles, and dread in the hearts of his rivals. After all, when Victor decides to join forces with someone, it's not simply business, it's war strategy. But who exactly has Victor pulled into his orbit this time, and why does everyone from the Abbotts to his own children fear the fallout? The alliance is cloaked in secrecy, but like all things in Genoa City, the truth cannot stay buried for long. Behind closed doors, Victor has been moving pieces across the chessboard of Newman Enterprises and beyond. Some believe he is aligning himself with an unexpected ally to protect Newman family interests, while others speculate that his moves are designed to crush not only his business rivals but also personal enemies who dared to defy him. For Victor, alliances are never about friendship, they are about leverage. This one could change everything. In the Newman household, tension simmers. Nikki, though supportive of her husband's brilliance, worries about the cost of his maneuvers. She has seen Victor build empires only to risk losing his family's peace in the process. Victoria, who has inherited much of her father's ruthless streak, is determined to uncover who her father is secretly partnering with. Adam, forever the black sheep, wonders if this alliance will shut him out of Newman Enterprises once again, or worse, paint a target on his back. Nick, weary of constant wars, fears his father's plan will drag them into another destructive cycle where bloodlines and business collide. Each Newman child knows that their father's latest play could either secure their dynasty or shatter it. Meanwhile, across town, Jack Abbott senses the storm brewing. He has fought Victor for decades, and while truce periods come and go, Jack knows Victor well enough to recognize that this alliance must be more than just corporate. He warns Kyle and the rest of the Abbott family to stay vigilant, but even Jack can't predict where Victor will strike next. If Victor is working with someone unexpected, perhaps even an Abbott ally, then everything Jack has fought for at Jabot could be compromised. Diane, too, worries that her own ambitions will be jeopardized if Victor's alliance touches Abbott interests. The very idea that Victor might be pulling strings to manipulate their lives has everyone looking over their shoulder. Speculation runs wild. Could Victor have joined forces with Audra Charles, whose savvy business mind and ruthless streak mirror his own? Or perhaps with Claire Grace Newman, who, despite her troubled history, could be molded into a new loyal protégé? Others wonder if Victor has extended his hand to an old foe, turning enemies into allies to create the ultimate power team. Imagine the shockwaves if Victor Newman and Phyllis Summers, two cunning strategists with a shared love of playing the long game, suddenly announced an alliance. Such a partnership would leave Genoa City reeling and scrambling to protect itself from their united front. Victor's motivations, of course, run deeper than anyone suspects. At his core, he is a man obsessed with control. This alliance may be his way of reinforcing Newman Enterprises' dominance in an uncertain market, but it could also be personal. Some whisper that Victor has grown tired of watching his children fight among themselves and has decided to take drastic steps to remind them who truly runs the family empire. By bringing in an outsider, or worse, aligning with one of his children against the others, Victor could force loyalty through fear. It's a strategy only Victor would dare attempt, but it's one he has executed before with shocking success. What makes this alliance even more dangerous is its secrecy. In Genoa City, nothing stays hidden for long, but Victor has always thrived on controlling information. He may be using misinformation, letting certain names slip intentionally while keeping the truth close to his chest. By the time anyone realizes the scope of his plan, it may be too late to stop him. Rivals could already be cornered, empires dismantled, and reputations ruined. Victor doesn't just form alliances, he weaponizes them. The fallout will be brutal. Families will be divided, friendships tested, and businesses threatened. Some will rise by attaching themselves to Victor's vision, while others will fall for daring to oppose him. The question everyone is asking, is this alliance Victor's final masterpiece or the beginning of his undoing? He has outplayed so many in his lifetime, but alliances are fragile. If his partner betrays him, or if his children rebel in ways he can't control, Victor could find himself caught in his own web. For now, all eyes are on Genoa City's most powerful man. Victor Newman's alliance is more than a storyline, it's a reckoning. And when the truth comes out, no one will be safe. Jack Abbott's attack agreement. Meanwhile, Jack and Victor need to agree on a plan of attack. After strategizing and bouncing around ideas a bit, they will come up with a plan. Will this help them protect their companies from Kane? What is this? Report ad. So far, Kane has surprised Victor and hasn't taken any of his deals. So, Victor and Jack might come up with a few different tactics depending on Kane's next moves. The Young and the Restless. Jack Abbott's attack agreement sends shockwaves through Genoa City, Victor, Diane, and Kyle caught in the crossfire. Jack Abbott has always been a man who balances compassion with cunning, but when whispers surface that he has entered into an attack agreement, Genoa City knows a storm is about to strike. For decades, Jack has been one of Victor Newman's greatest adversaries, a man who constantly fought for the Abbott legacy while protecting his family at Jabot. But this time, Jack is done playing defense. The talk of this attack agreement suggests that he's ready to hit back harder than ever before, and the collateral damage could extend far beyond Victor. The concept of Jack entering into such a deal is shocking to many, but it also feels inevitable. He has been pushed to the edge in recent months. From the constant corporate tug-of-war with Newman Enterprises to the family tension surrounding Diane and Kyle, Jack has found himself standing at a crossroads. Loyalty to his family pulls him in one direction, while his duty to protect Jabot and the Abbott legacy pulls him in another. Jack may see this attack agreement as his only way to secure control of the narrative before it spirals completely out of his hands. So what exactly is an attack agreement in the world of Genoa City? In this context, it's more than just business strategy. It's a pact, a calculated move to not only defend against rivals but to go on the offensive. Jack's history proves that he is no stranger to bold tactics, whether it's hostile takeovers, backroom deals, or shocking alliances, but this time, the stakes are higher than ever. The attack agreement could involve sabotaging competitors, leveraging damaging secrets, or forming partnerships with unlikely allies to weaken his enemy's hold. Victor Newman immediately comes to mind as the prime target. Their rivalry is the stuff of soap legend, a decades-long battle where both men have tried to outsmart, outmaneuver, and outlast the other. If Jack has truly crafted an attack agreement, then it's almost guaranteed Victor is involved somehow. Whether directly as the target or indirectly through business sabotage, Victor won't sit back quietly. The moment he catches wind of Jack's maneuver, Victor will strike back, ensuring that the war between Newman and Abbott escalates once again. But Victor isn't the only one who could be caught in the crossfire. Diane Jenkins, Jack's wife, has long been both his source of comfort and one of his most complicated entanglements. Some wonder if Diane has influenced Jack's decision, urging him to be more ruthless to protect their family. Others fear she may be part of the agreement itself, perhaps leveraging her own history of manipulation to strengthen Jack's hand. The danger here is clear: if Diane is involved and things go wrong, Jack risks not only his company but his marriage. Kyle Abbott also finds himself dangerously close to the fallout. Jack's son has been increasingly restless, torn between loyalty to Jabot and his desire to carve out his own path. If Jack's attack agreement threatens Kyle's independence or his ability to protect Harrison, father and son could find themselves at odds. Worse, if Jack ropes Kyle into this strategy without fully explaining the risks, Kyle could end up alienating himself from allies and damaging his reputation in ways that cannot be repaired. Speculation runs wild over who Jack might be partnering with in this attack agreement. Could he have made peace with an old enemy like Tucker McCall, uniting against a common rival? Perhaps he has struck a deal with Audra Charles, whose hunger for power makes her both dangerous and useful. Or maybe Jack has gone even further, reaching across the aisle to align with someone in the Newman family itself, someone disillusioned with Victor's dominance and eager to see him finally fall. A Jack Victoria or Jack Adam alliance would shake Genoa City to its very foundation. The ripple effects of Jack's attack agreement cannot be overstated. If he succeeds, Jabot could rise to new heights, stronger and more untouchable than ever before. Jack could finally carve out a future for his family free of Newman interference, proving once and for all that the Abbott name carries the same weight as the Newman Empire. But if he fails, the consequences could be catastrophic. Jabot could crumble under the pressure of retaliation, Jack's relationships with his family could implode, and the Abbott legacy could be left in ruins. The emotional toll on Jack cannot be ignored. While he has the heart of a fighter, Jack also has a deep sense of morality that often clashes with his corporate ruthlessness. Entering into an attack agreement could push him into darker territory, forcing him to compromise values that he has held for years. The guilt, the sleepless nights, and the haunting realization that he might lose everything he holds dear could weigh heavily on him. Yet Jack is not a man to back down once he has chosen a path, and if this agreement represents his declaration of war, then there is no turning back. Fans of The Young and the Restless know that this storyline is a powder keg waiting to explode. Victor will not allow Jack to gain the upper hand without striking back. Diane will do whatever it takes to secure her own position, even if it means manipulating Jack further. Kyle may be torn in ways that force him to choose between his father and his own ambition. And the rest of Genoa City, from Phyllis to Ashley to Tucker, will inevitably be pulled into the chaos as alliances shift and betrayals surface. At its core, Jack Abbott's attack agreement is not just about business. It's about legacy, loyalty, and the lengths one man will go to protect his family's name in a world where power is everything. Whether this agreement cements Jack as the ultimate Abbott patriarch or destroys everything he has built, one thing is certain: Genoa City will never be the same again. Jill Abbott versus Billy Abbott. There will also be Billy, who faces his mother once again. The man is still furious and full of rage over Jill selling Chancellor to Victor. After that, Billy cut his mother out of his life. The man won't make things better, he will just rip open old wounds with his mom. Jill and Billy still love each other very much. However, it seems that it might take more than one meeting to settle their differences. The feud was so bad that Billy didn't even rush to his mother's side when her heart troubles returned. At the same time, Billy is acting like an overgrown brat. The man isn't entitled to anything, no matter whose name is on the building. The Young and the Restless, Jill Abbott versus Billy Abbott, a family feud that could rip Genoa City apart. Genoa City is no stranger to family drama, but when it comes to the Abbotts, no one could have predicted the storm that's brewing between Jill Abbott and her son Billy. Their complicated relationship has always been a mix of love, loyalty, resentment, and betrayal, but this time the clash threatens to ignite a full-scale war within the family. Jill Abbott, the fierce matriarch who has never backed down from a fight, is now locking horns with Billy, the restless risk-taker who has spent years searching for his true identity. As the battle lines are drawn, the Abbott legacy itself could hang in the balance. Jill has always been a powerhouse, sharp, determined, and unafraid to bulldoze her way through business and personal obstacles. Her return to Genoa City signals more than just a family visit. It's a declaration that she intends to protect Chancellor Winters and the Abbott family legacy from anyone who threatens it. Unfortunately for Billy, Jill seems to believe that he has become one of those threats. Whether it's his impulsive decision-making, his tendency to self-destruct, or his constant need to prove himself, Jill sees Billy as a liability rather than an asset. And when Jill sees weakness, she doesn't coddle, she attacks. Billy, however, is not the same man he once was. While his demons still haunt him, he has grown tired of being treated like the family screw-up. He wants respect, influence, and most importantly, independence. Jill's heavy-handed approach feels suffocating, and Billy is determined to show her, and everyone else, that he is capable of leading, of thriving, and of outmaneuvering even the most powerful players in Genoa City. To him, Jill's interference is not protection, it's an insult. And if she insists on challenging him, Billy is more than willing to fight back. At the heart of this feud is more than just family dysfunction, it's business. Chancellor Winters is a company with enormous potential, and both Jill and Billy want control. Jill sees the company as part of her life's work, a legacy that must be preserved with discipline and vision. Billy, on the other hand, views it as an opportunity to finally prove his worth, to step out from under the shadows of his mother and his Abbott name. The boardroom is where this battle will play out, with allies, betrayals, and backroom deals shaping the outcome. Other Genoa City players are already taking sides. Lily Winters, who has her own stake in Chancellor Winters, may find herself caught between loyalty to Billy and loyalty to Jill. Devon Hamilton, ever protective of his family's role in the company, will not allow Billy's instability to put everything at risk. Meanwhile, Jill may seek to strengthen her position by aligning with unexpected partners, perhaps even reaching across enemy lines to form an alliance that shocks everyone. Imagine the chaos if Jill decided to team up with Victor Newman just to keep Billy in check. The personal stakes are just as high as the professional ones. For Billy, Jill's lack of faith in him cuts deep. He has spent his entire life wrestling with feelings of inadequacy, often sabotaging himself before anyone else could. To have his own mother label him as untrustworthy or incapable is a wound that may push him into dangerous territory. Old habits could resurface, leading Billy down paths of addiction or reckless decision-making. Jill, meanwhile, risks alienating her son forever. While her intention may be to protect him, her methods could drive a permanent wedge between them, one that even the Abbott family bond cannot repair. And what of the other Abbotts? Jack Abbott will no doubt try to play peacemaker, desperate to keep his family from tearing itself apart. Ashley Abbott, already dealing with her own battles, may take a hard stance depending on where her interests align. Tracy, the eternal heart of the family, will plead for peace, but her voice may be drowned out by the roar of egos and ambition. This isn't just Jill versus Billy, it's a fight that could divide the entire Abbott family in ways they have never experienced before. Genoa City thrives on alliances and betrayals, and this feud will be no different. Secrets will be unearthed, accusations will fly, and in the end, someone will have to lose. The tragedy is that in a battle like this, there may be no true winner. Jill may succeed in protecting her company and her vision, but at the cost of her son's trust. Billy may finally prove himself, but in doing so, he could burn bridges that can never be rebuilt. The Abbott family legacy, once a source of pride, could be left in tatters, all because a mother and son could not find common ground. For fans of The Young and the Restless, this is the kind of storyline that epitomizes the show's best drama: family ties twisted by ambition, love corroded by mistrust, and the eternal struggle for power. Jill and Billy's feud is not just another business battle, it is a reckoning years in the making. And as the tension escalates, viewers are left asking the question, when the dust settles, will the Abbotts stand stronger together, or will Jill and Billy's war be the beginning of the end for one of Genoa City's most iconic families? Friday, October 3, 2025. There is also Nate Hastings, Sean Dominic, difficult dilemma. It's clear that Nate and Audra Charles, Zuleika Silver, still care about each other. Audra has begged for forgiveness before, but Nate has always stood firm. This time, could he decide to give the brunette another chance? What is this? Report ad. Plus, Claire Grace Newman, Haley Aaron, should be getting ready to escape Genoa City with Holden Novak, Nathan Owens. Victoria Newman, Amelia Heinley, won't be far behind, though.